What's up, y'all? It's your boy Cuff the God. Got another real life, real movie for y'all. Another scenario, another situation, another scene, action-packed scene. This time, an unfortunate action-packed scene. So today we're discussing the cop being killed in Ohio, Cincinnati by Rodney Hinton Jr. Rodney Hinton Jr. allegedly committed vehicular homicide when he ran over the Cincinnati deputy officer in Ohio. So the reason behind this, or the alleged reason behind this, was because his son, Ryan Hinton, was gunned down by the police a few days earlier. Now, I seen the body camera footage, and, it appears that the son, Ryan Hinton, was running away from the cop, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but the deputy cop said that he felt his life was in danger when he saw the gun and he opened fire. Now, him and all his friends were allegedly in a stolen vehicle. I was seeing different reports on it. Mainstream media said that the vehicle was definitely stolen. Other people are saying that the vehicle was like a rental or a leased vehicle and payments wasn't made, so it was reported stolen. Now, I have to say, just to be fact is fact. If a car is reported stolen, it is reported stolen, therefore it is a stolen vehicle. So they have that part right, in my opinion, that, once a car is reported stolen, they have all right to stop you, apprehend you for the stolen vehicle. Now, him and his friends, Ryan Hinton and his friends, were being chased by the cops. They pulled over, hopped out, and tried to run Ryan Hinton. They said, dropped the firearm and picked it back up and tried to run and get away with it. The cop said he felt his life was in danger and opened fire. Now, when I looked at the body cam footage, it did appear that Ryan Hinton was running away. The cop said that he felt that the gun was pointing at him and he opened fire. When cops open fire, they shoot to kill, which is interesting. I would say if somebody's running away from you or trying to escape from you, I don't think you should have the right to shoot to kill. You should, even if they have a gun, I think, to protect yourself, okay, shoot them in the legs or something, but shoot to kill to eliminate the target is extreme, because we keep seeing this rhetoric play over and over. And now this time, this rhetoric hurt a father so bad that he took the law into his own hands and got revenge. And it's unfortunate that another cop who didn't have anything to do with the situation, as I am understanding, lost his life as a result. Now, I will say the father is wrong, because you can't just kill random people. Now, if he would have targeted the officer that took out his son, I can understand. I can give some leeway, because you can't tell someone how to feel or grieve when they seen their son, their bloodline, get eliminated, cease to exist, and you had to watch that on camera. You're not trying to hear, we're going to do an investigation. You're not trying to hear, this is going to take years. The officer got to, sit in the jury of 12, because the officer taking the trial, and be judged by his peers, because what if the peers agree with the officer? And so therefore you're not getting justice. So, it's justice is a funny thing. It's justice through the courts, it's justice through the streets, and it's justice through a father's eyes. Now, this is not the first father that took justice in his own hands. I would like to bring up a case, Gary Ploche, I would say his name is. This is the guy that killed his son, alleged rapist or kidnapper, on camera in the airport. They was bringing the guy through the airport to be arraigned, and he shot him in the back of the head. Now, America applauded him for that, and I will applaud him for that too, because he got the person that gave his son harm. However, I would just like to extend a little leeway, a little leeway. I'm not saying he's right, and I don't agree with his method, but I have to extend a little leeway, because people are tired of seeing themselves being killed on camera. We have police violence on black people always being, pushed out there. Like, I done seen so many people that look like me getting killed on camera. It's disgusting at this point. And people can only be pushed so much. So, for the past 5-7 years, you could bring up so many murders of black people that went nationwide, like George Floyd, for example. I can't think of anything else at the top of my head. It's a few ones. I can't breathe. I forgot the guy out. I can't remember his name. I don't know if I want to guess right now. But the point I'm trying to make is people are seeing themselves being killed on camera, and they just feel like enough is enough. Now, I will say, back to the initial thing at hand. Rodney Hinton Jr. does not seem like he is remorseful about what his actions, because like I said, he felt he did what he had to do. And it's just going to be a tragedy going forward, because what if more people start taking justice into their hands like this? Like, what is the remedy for this? I would say, like, what are we going to do about officers involved shootings, especially if the victim is running away? If somebody is running away from you, I don't think you should be shooting them. You can always catch them later. Do you have to catch a criminal right there and then? Like, with all this technology, all these cameras, with AI could do the facial recognitions, you can always catch someone later. Most people do not have the means or the money to really escape. You're gonna catch them later. So, for your safety and their safety, the point is you want to capture them alive. So for your safety and their safety, just let them get away and catch them later on. It's just like with a murder investigation. Sometimes people don't catch the murder investigation when a murder exactly happens, but they might catch them a week later, 2 weeks later, a month later, sometimes even a year later. So it's like, you're going to catch these people that commit crimes a little later. You don't have to get them right then and then. Now, I will say, just to end it off, because I know people going to be like, oh, you're trying to pick sides because you're black and you're a man, all this and all that. Nah. I have an uncle that's a police officer, and we always told him, listen, if you feel like your life in danger, do what you gotta do to get home. See, that's just me. I was in the streets, and I have an uncle that's a cop. We always told my uncle, do what you have to do to get home. We would rather not see you be a victim, and you're not here to be with us anymore. So that's the one thing I can say about cops. Like, do what you have to do to get home, but be mindful. Like, if someone is not really a threat, like, I just throw that threat word around. Somebody's not really a threat, let them go. Catch them a different day. Or sometimes shoot somebody in the leg. You don't gotta shoot to kill every single time. Like, that policy, and I think that's a policy within the police. Like, when you shoot your firearm, you shoot to kill, you shoot to eliminate the threat, or cease the threat. It doesn't always have to be like that, because everything doesn't cause for fatal reactions. Just let the person go, or disarm them in a different way, or shoot them in the leg and have them cripple or something like that, and get up with them later, or get up with them after. You don't have to shoot to kill. But like I said, my uncle's a cop, and we always tell him, do what you gotta do to come home. However, sometimes I feel like some people just take their aggression out too much. Like, I experienced police aggression multiple times, so it's not like I'm just talking out the side of my face. I experienced I'd never been shot by a cop though. Like, I had a cop have a gun directly to my chest, and I had to tell him, what, you about to Sean Bell me? So this is early 2000s. I had to tell him, bro, somebody was shooting. I wasn't the shooter. You see, I don't have no gun. Why you got your gun to my chest? You about to Sean Bell me? And he took that offensive, and he, yoked me up, put me on the gate, and said, shut up. But that's the only thing I could think of at the time. Like, what, you about to Sean Bell me? So you don't shoot me. Like, you got your gun dead on my chest. I felt the metal on my chest. So it's just crazy. Like, whole situation is crazy. I'm gonna put the videos in so y'all can see how Rodney Hinton Jr. is reacting to cops. But I don't think he's remorseful about the situation. I think he got his justice that he want. And if more people keep taking justice into their own hands, it's gonna be a problem for the nation. It's gonna be civil unrest. It's gonna be violence. And we need to figure out a plan, because people are tired of seeing people get killed. Like, everything over would call for somebody to be killed. Why you doing your police duties? Let's figure it out.
His vehicle conducting traffic, ultimately ending his life. Now, the defense explained that this has been an emotionally charged week for Hinton after his son was killed by that Cincinnati police officer on Thursday. Meanwhile, Hinton...
Go.
The officer is running, so the body camera is kind of jolting as the officer's running. What that leaves us with is a very blurred image, unfortunately. However, based on the officer's interviews, the officer who did discharge his firearm said that when the individual came out between the dumpsters, he had the firearm in front of him. It was in like a bladed position, and it was pointed at the officer. And he felt threatened for his life, and that's why he discharged his firearm.
Good morning, Mr. Hinton. Good morning.
He said good morning, Judge. He's very soft-spoken.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Anything as to probable cause?
Your Honor, we'll waive probable cause this morning. I have submitted designations for John Kennedy and Timothy Bicknell. They will be the attorneys of record handling Mr. Hinton's case. I'll be handling the arraignment this morning.
All right, thank you. Mr. Prosecutor, or anything as to
Wait,
bond?
as to bond, Your Honor, thank you. Your Honor, we understand this is a very, very serious, very terrible charge that Mr. Hinton is facing. He has a risk, but he does not have a history, Judge. He has no felonies in his record. His risk assessment score was a 1. He has a juvenile record. He works at UDF. He's married. He's a father. He's a graduate of Purcell Marion. I understand that this is an emotionally charged situation. I understand that Mr. Hinton's son may have been killed by the police earlier in the week. There was a review of that video. I understand that there is a lot of sadness and a lot of anger in this room right now, but in the community at large. And we just ask the court to set a reasonable bond in light of everything and to allow the constitutional process to play out.
All right, thank you. Andy, you've given me pre-trial services sheet, is that right, this morning? All right, the court has had a chance to review that and his past history. Is there anything from the state, through the prosecutor?
Yes, Your Honor. Ryan Nelson on behalf of the
Could
prosecution.
you give us more volume, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Ryan Nelson on behalf of the prosecution. What we believe that the evidence will show is that yesterday, on or about the 2nd of May, the defendant was traveling, I believe it would be eastbound on Martin Luther King Avenue at MLK, I believe at Burnett Woods, at the intersection, I believe immediately north to the rear entrance of the University of Cincinnati. The defendant stops his car. The defendant, in a way that was calculated and premeditated, lined up his car, deliberately accelerated his car, and purposely caused the death of an on-duty deputy sheriff who was doing a detail at that intersection. As such, we are going to be seeking indictment for aggravated murder, and we would request, in accordance with ORC 2937-222, for a no bond hearing. That rule requires that hearing be set within 3 business days, so we are seeking to set that date on the 6th of May of 2025.